Hello there. I want to speak for a little while today on players and their con, and the various ways that players entice us into the relationship con. And I'm going to unpack that a little bit today because I think it's quite important for us to be able to be aware as far as the various agendas that some players may have on the dating scene. And today I want to speak about the relationship con. And many men and players in general know that women are socialized into a relationship culture. In that sense, a woman has expectations that they will one day be in a committed relationship and go on to have children and a family. And this socialization prepares women really for the relationship con in many ways, because a relationship player will already know this information and they will utilize that information in order to draw the woman in on the relationship hook. And so I want to say a few words about that today. And very often these male players and female players as well know what type of hooks to use in order to draw someone into a relationship type scenario, or even a relationship at the end of the day, that will be based on their agenda. And so a player will use the information that they've garnered in their interaction with you in order to make the hook sweet. In other words, they will sweeten the hook with various things that they have perceived are important to you. And one of those things that they will use will be mirroring, in order to mirror back to you who you are, so that they will give the appearance that they are the same as you, that you have the same personality type, the same character, and the same goals and values, so that your guard is let down and you are more easily accessible to the player's agenda, so that when your guard is let down, the player can come in under the radar and prepare you, groom you for the type of relationship that they want. And in some cases that may be a fling, it may be a one-night stand, it may be a friends with benefits set up, it may be a booty call, could be anything really along those lines, or it could be a longer range agenda as far as setting you up for a long-term relationship if you have something that they want. So it's generally based on their agenda. And as far as our safe relationship toolbox is concerned, we need to have, as part of that toolbox, this knowledge, this awareness, and also conscious awareness on the date when we're out there on the dating scene, so that we can maintain our relationship antennae at a high degree, and we can use reservation. We can be reserved in our approach. We can stand back. We can use observation, and we can use our safe relationship training tools in order to protect and to boundary ourselves until we are really sure about who this person is. And part of that protection, of course, is not diving into a physical relationship too soon, because that again will open us up and potentially we can become more vulnerable, more needy, and more open to manipulation and control. So first of all, the player will wait until the seduction has had its effect and the hook has been swallowed and the person is becoming embedded within the scenario, and therefore the person has a false perception given to them of who this person is, who the player is. And that's part of the hook. That's part of the grooming and the drawing in process. Until the person has accepted the facade and a commitment of some sort is made, and that's where we will see the mask taken off periodically, because there will potentially be intermittent reinforcement used along the way. Part of the manipulation tools may be to actually withdraw and to get the partner to chase the player, thinking that the player is not really interested, and grooming the partner in that sense as well, to do a lot of the work, which saves a lot of energy, saves a lot of the player's time, and actually grooms the partner to do the work in future and to fulfill the player's needs primarily, rather than the player having to overgive and give too much, which is often not part of their personality at all. Generally, people like things to be easy and set up in a way that is convenient for them. And one way to do that is to get the other person to think that they're not really interested in you and there might be something wrong with you. And we often get abandonment that's used in this sense as well, whereby the player will use abandonment. They will sometimes just get up and leave in the middle of a conversation if things aren't going their way, or they will not stay for very long and they will get up and leave when they've had enough. And so this sends the message that you're going to have to give an awful lot in order to keep the player interested at all. And so, again, that grooms the partner to give and try to keep the player in the game. So all these are manipulation and tools in order to control the partner and to groom the partner to come in line with the player's agenda, which is to manipulate the partner in such a way that she or he comes in line with the player's agenda, and at the end of the day they have to do very little in order to keep the partner in line, because the partner has already been groomed to fulfill the player's needs. So in the initial period, there seems to be a lot on offer, because this person appears and presents himself to be someone who is in line with who you want. And so the appearance is that there is going to be a lot given to you. But as time goes on and there is withdrawal of this good stuff, then the partner switches roles, if you will, and they're autocasted into a position where they're doing the work and the player is just keeping the game going gradually over a long period of time, possibly withdrawing promises that were made in the beginning to hook the partner in. And so there is a shift in the dynamic in the relationship, and the partner is kept off balance and a bit confused as to what's going on, which keeps their consciousness focused on the player very much throughout the whole dynamic and throughout subsequently the relationship, in whatever form that is. And if it's a booty type call relationship that's been set up, then the partner really is left on the relationship bench for however long the player needs them to be there for, so that they can intermittently dip in and out and use them for whatever they want to. So all this is a power trip really for the player, and potentially they could have a number of partners in various levels of relationship on hold for them to be able to call upon at any moment, as well as having potentially a committed relationship in the forefront, as it were, whilst having many other different types of relationships simmering away in the background, so that their needs are fulfilled on an ongoing basis. So if one drops off the radar, as it were, they can pull in another one to take their place. As always, stay safe and very happy. Bye bye.